Welcome to your prenatal class, all about using the birthing ball to prepare your body for birth, but you can also use some of these poses in those early stages of labor, help get that baby to move down into position. When choosing a birthing ball, you always want to make sure that it's a strong, sturdy ball that's going to support your body to prepare for labor and to use it in labor. The birthing ball needs to be high enough so that your legs are at a 90-degree angle. It's okay if it's a little bit higher. So we are going to start with a little bit of a warm-up here. Taking the hands to the top of the thighs. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze, and then exhale, tuck the chin, round the back. Inhale, lift, maybe your hips extend back, and then exhale, round. Maybe you tuck the pelvis underneath slightly. Keep going, just go with the natural flow of your breath. Getting the spine nice and warmed up. Good. Come to neutral. And then we're going to begin torso circles, focusing our chest here. So inhaling as the chest comes forward. Exhale as you round and tuck. The ball might move a little bit with your hips here. Maybe you bring a little bit of circle motion into it. And then let's go the other way. Come to neutral. The hands are going to come behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Press your knuckles down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. And then exhale, we're going to take the hands in front of us. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms away, and then tuck the chin around the back. Inhale, the arm's going to come up overhead. Your right arm is going to come down, and then the left arm's going to reach up and over. If you need to, you can bring your hips a little bit to the left to help support you. And then inhale, let's reach those arms up overhead again, and exhale, left arm comes down, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, arm comes up, and then exhale, let's release the hands down. So we're going to take our hands to the hips, and this time we're really going to focus on the pelvis and the hips. So inhale, you're going to stick the butt out, and then exhale, we're going to tuck the pelvis underneath us. Maybe you hug baby in with the belly here. Inhale and exhale. Keep just going back and forth. The sequence here is going to help engage the baby, help you dilate. One more time. And then we're going to rock from side to side. Right to left. Moving in a full circle now. Really easing into the hips, letting them open up gently. You're also stretching all areas of the pelvic floor. When you pull the hips forward, you contract them. But when you round and release back, you're getting all sides of the pelvic floor. Let's go ahead and switch directions. There we go, good job. Come to center. We're going to gently stand up, grabbing onto the ball. And then we're going to come to a kneeling position, taking the right leg on the outside of the ball here, letting the ball come a little bit further away from you, and then we're going to do hip circles in this direction. Maybe you want to take your forearms on it for a little bit more support, or you could bring a little bit more of a back stretch into it. So play around with position. Tune into what feels good and natural to you. Hip circles are your friend. Switch directions if you haven't already. Movement can really help progress labor for you. Movement as in circles, tucks, rocking, dancing, all great things to help that labor progress, and also can be some pain management as well. All right, let's go ahead and drop those hips down. Maybe you want to release down onto the ball. And you can even rock a little bit from side to side in those hips, but try not to make that too big. I don't want the ball to come out from underneath you. And changing positions is also something that can be really beneficial. So if you find yourself maybe laboring on hands and knees and you feel stuck, try changing positions. Try getting to a lunge position. Try getting to a more of an upright position if you can. We're going to release back, and then we're going to straighten the front leg and flex the toes towards the face. You can continue to hold on to the ball for some support and maybe release your chest down. I'm really a big promoter of bringing a little bit of movement into stretches. Can help release some tension within those muscles. Maybe if it feels good, you can rock your hips from side to side. On your next inhale, come up. We're going to lunge back forward and then take that right leg back to meet the left. Staying here in this kneeling position, begin to walk the ball away from you. Your chest is going to come down towards the mat. Coming to a flat back. Tailbone is still going to be pointed down towards the mat, so you really don't have a huge arch in this lower back. And again here, maybe you want to rock from side to side. Inhale, slowly bring that ball towards you again. This time the left leg is going to come on the outside of the ball, and we're going to begin hip circles here. So lunging down, circling forward and back. Inhale as your hips release down, and then exhale as you bring the hips back a little bit. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and switch directions. You can make this as big or as little that feels good for you. And if you do use some of these poses in labor, only you are going to be able to tell if one pose is working better than the other. So play around with it, tune into what feels good and maybe what isn't working for you, and be honest with yourself in that moment. All right, let's go ahead and let the hips release down. Maybe you drop your chest or forehead on top of the ball. Again, bringing a little bit of movement here, only if it feels good. But maybe your body is asking for stillness, and that's okay. So just tune into that as well. On your next inhale, slowly press yourself back up. We're going to straighten the front leg, peel the toes off the mat, flex the toes towards your face. You can stay up here like this, that's absolutely okay, or maybe you want to drop the chest down a little bit more. Your option to bring that movement in. On your next inhale, slowly walk yourself up. Let's take that left foot back to meet the right again. And this time we're going to take the forearms on top of the ball and then let your chest release down. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to tuck the pelvis underneath, tightening the belly, giving baby a nice big hug. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, slowly bring yourself back up. From here, we're going to come to a deep malasana squat. So we're going to take the left, let's go ahead and begin by taking the hands down onto the ground, making sure your ball stays nearby. And we're going to take the feet wide, the toes are going to be turned out, and just take a moment to rock into here. And then you can grab onto your ball. And if you are up here, that is totally fine. You could even try coming wide like this and going from side to side if that deep squat is just not cutting it for you today. So take whatever variation you want, and then whenever you're ready, just settle into the pose. You can bring that ball close and release onto it. And come back up, taking your hands back to the ground, dropping your knees down. From here, we're going to turn around so our back is facing the ball. Coming onto your feet and then letting your back roll onto the ball. So if you need some support here, like a wall, just to keep yourself stable, feel free to do that. Just let your back release onto this ball, opening things up a little bit. Maybe you want to rock forward and back. And then from here, we're going to slowly take the hips away from the ball, lift the hips towards the ceiling in this modified bridge. And slowly release the hips all the way down to the ground. Go ahead and turn things around again. And we're going to come to a wide-legged forward fold. So these feet are going to come wide as feels good to you. Ball is going to be in front of you here so that you can use it again to just release your head or chest down onto the ball. Maybe you want to grab another blanket or something to support you. But use it for that support so that you can release down and really surrender into this pose. Just a few more breaths here. On your next inhale, slowly press yourself up. You can grab onto the back of your knees, pull your knees in. Maybe you want to round it back off. Give yourself a little hug. And just take a moment to show yourself gratitude for showing up in this practice, for educating yourself, for preparing yourself for birth, and allowing your body to be prepared to meet your baby. You can come back to this practice as often as you would like to ease those hips open and to use in labor. Thank you for joining me.